everyone, I'm Mindy Eggen, and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through the Gina K Designs March 2022 release, the new Watercolor Spring Card Kit, including 6 brand new ink colors, and I'm also going to create a card that shows you the brand new colors, how to use them with a layering stamp, and maybe a few other additional add-ons. Let's go ahead and get started. Here's a look at the card project that I will be creating today. This is using the Layered Carnation stamp set and So Many Sentiments, which are part of the kit, but I also added in the Foliage Fillers that is an additional product from the release. This is the Watercolor Spring Card Kit from Gina K Designs. You are receiving 2 stamp sets, 6 brand new ink colors that layer together beautifully, a paper pack, 2-piece stencil, a coordinating die for the carnation, and then also a pack of ephemera. Now, first, before I start my card, I want to walk you through the other amazing products from the release this month. This is the Delightful Daisies stamp set. It is a 6x8 stamp set. These beautiful images, some sentiments, and it also has a coordinating die for the single flower, the group of flowers, and then also the butterfly. We now have the beautiful Backyard stamp set, also 6x8, has these very realistic images on here. The hummingbird, another style of butterflies. I'm really partial to those mushrooms for some reason. I don't know why. And then also some blades of grass down at the bottom to help create your scene. This also has a set of coordinating dies that you can purchase separately. We have the Spring Mountain stamp set, also 6x8 with this beautiful mountain scene and some wildflowers. There are no coordinating dies for this one. Now we have this adorable Happy Hens stamp set. I love these hens, and honestly, I think my favorite part and my son's favorite part are the chicken tracks, because that's out of a show that my son watches. So I was actually really excited to see those tracks. I think these chickens are in a really fun design and also have some great sentiments and a coordinating die. Now we have Choose Grace. We have these beautiful floral images on here. I love the design on those leaves. And then there's also these bamboo trees that if you stamp them multiple times, you can make this go across a landscape or portrait card. There are also coordinating dies to go with this set as well. The next stamp set in the release is Lovely Ladies, and this is a wonderful sentiment stamp set that you can combine for any lady in your life. There's birthday, there's additional sentiments, incredible, special, amazing, some floral images to go along with those, and there is a coordinating die for those images as well. This next stamp set is a 4x4 stamp set. It is called Spring Greetings, and I believe this is the incentive set for right now at the time of this video. It does get brought out into the regular line of stamps at the next release. These next 2 stamp sets that I'm going to show you are actually a part of the Watercolor Spring Kit. So this is the Layered Carnation on the left and So Many Sentiments on the right. Love them both. And this carnation is absolutely gorgeous when you layer it together. And I did find it pretty easy to layer up. There's also a coordinating die for the leaves, the flower, and the sprig. This is the paper pack. So this is watercolor florals. I believe you're getting 3 of each design. So I am going to flip through these beautiful, beautiful designs. It has a very nice finish to them. As far as weight, I'd have to look at the cover. I'm sorry I didn't look before doing my voiceover, but it is a perfect weight when it comes to your card fronts. I would suggest, putting it on an A2 or whatever size card base you're going to use. It's not super heavy, but it's not like copy paper either. So it is just a beautiful weight with some absolutely gorgeous designs that make card making so super simple. Next, we have a layering stencil, which you should know I'm a huge, huge fan of. So this is the Bodacious Bloom Layering Stencil. Sorry, had to wait for my own words to come across the screen. Bodacious Bloom Layering Stencil. It's a 2-piece stencil. They are listed at the bottom of the stencil, which is Stencil 1 and Stencil 2. I had to flip mine over because I wasn't paying attention to that at first. But you just layer these over together to create a gorgeous bloom display. And then you also have kind of that lattice design on the other side to maybe add behind your image. So I cannot wait to play with this layering stencil. Next, we have the ephemera pack. Now these, if you've never used these before, these are great for your cards. They're great for scrapbooking. I love to put them on pocket pages and add them into my scrapbooks, but they're great for cards because They're, for one, absolutely gorgeous. The colors in this are just amazing. The feel of them, the weight of them, the color choices. I love those light browns, and it's very easy to just tuck things in and create your own kind of centerpiece on your card front. This one, I actually should have picked it up with some press and seal and saved it for a card front, so I can't wait to make a card with these. They just come in super handy when you really need a quick card. You can layer some images together, glue them down, and just either die cut a sentiment or stamp a sentiment on the front of your card. Now on to the 6 new ink colors that Gina has released, which I was so excited to see these. The names of these are just ingenious. I wish all of my ink pads were like this because it made it so easy to tell which one was going to be light, medium, and dark because that's how she named them. I will have all of those names at the top of the screen here. I'm just grabbing an image from a previously released stamp set just to show you these stamped out individually. So this first one is Light Carnation. All of them are a carnation ink, but she has light, medium, and dark. That is the name. Light carnation, medium carnation, and dark carnation. So there is no mixing up which color should be your second, third, or your first color. Now for the greens that she has in here, which is unlike anything that she has in her collection right now, there is light spruce, medium spruce, and dark spruce. Now I did stamp these out individually so you could see the colors on their own, but I am going to be using them here shortly to layer up the images. So here's just a quick look of the 3 greens, the 3 new spruces that came out, and then here is a look at the 3 new carnations, light, medium, and dark. Now I'm going to move into layering up the carnation that is in that stamp set in the card kit, starting with the first layer, which is the most solid image on that stamp set. So I lightly inked it with the light carnation ink. Excuse my son while he walks through the kitchen and makes everything shake. Then I'm taking the second layer and lining it up. And where I'm pointing to are the areas that I was looking at to make sure it was lined up straight. Then I can ink this up in dark carnation and stamp that down. Now, also when I'm using an ink cube, sometimes you can get those lines of the ink cube, but if you just don't push too hard on your stamp using the cube, you won't get those lines of the cube. I was very guilty of that. I'm kind of an aggressive stamper, I guess you could say. So as long as you're not pushing your ink pad too hard into your image and just doing more of light taps, it goes a lot better and comes out a lot smoother. So in the meantime, I had finished off with the dark carnation on the flower and then adding the leaves. So I did the light, medium, and dark spruce to layer those up. Now I'm going to use the coordinating dies to die cut these out, and then I'll set them off on the side to work on the rest of my project. One of my favorite things out of the release is the Foliage Fillers. I am a huge fan of foliage. So excited Gina brought these out, so you will see these a lot from me. There's also these botanical dies. There's 2 in the set there. We have the Easter word die and shadow die. And then we also have an elegant cross die, and that bottom piece is the base that goes behind this. And there is some amazing detail in this. I have a card video coming up using this very soon. So I already have my images stamped and die cut out, so I use the Foliage Fillers and die cut those out of the Gina K Designs Vellum. Now for my sentiment, I die cut out a piece of white cardstock using the Master Layouts 2 die, and it has the stitching around the panel. I started by stamping this sentiment in I think it was the dark carnation ink. I was trying to use more of my colored ink for sentiments, but once I put my carnations in there, it was almost too much pink and red going on. So since I didn't move my stamp set, I just stamped on top of it about 3 or 4 times using the Obsidian ink. And this sentiment comes off of the So Many Sentiments stamp set that is included in the kit. So right now I'm laying out my idea for the card, which I have these 2 carnations and then those Foliage Fillers die cut from Vellum. I didn't want to lose my placement on that, so I'm taking a piece of press and seal and just placing that over all of those images, really pushing down to make sure that that press and seal picks up the vellum, and then just carefully peeling this up. Then I'm going to flip it over, and I do end up trimming that press and seal down a little bit so it's a little easier to manage. But I layered the entire back of my carnations with white foam squares, making sure to also put those foam squares over the vellum because that's pretty much what's attaching my vellum to the carnations. Then I'm going to just carefully peel up the backing. I'm going to pick it up with the press and seal and line this up back over my area where I want it to be. And then I'm going to push down. Now, I don't have anything else attaching those vellum pieces to my card front. I just used the foam squares from the back. Then I used a piece of a double-sided foam and I layering this over the top of an innocent pink card panel. Then I'm just going to finish this off by adding, I believe these are the clear quartz sequins from Gina Designs, and just adding a few of them using my liquid glue and a embellishment tool. And that's going to finish up my card project for today. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to have all of the supplies used, including the new release, listed down below in the video description. Thank you so much, and I'll see you again soon. If you enjoyed today's video, I would love it if you became a subscriber and be sure to hit that bell notification so you are notified when new videos are posted. Here are a few other videos I think you might enjoy.